This is the home screen of the Integrator navigation cockpit, from which we can access any module in the application. Clicking on the Exception Report Results navigation button instantly takes us to the KPI Exception Graphical Decision Support module for Step 2B. The KPI Exception Graphical Decision Support is a complement module to the Step 2A KPI Exception Prioritization Decision Support module. This module automatically generates presentation quality graphics that sharply illustrate all of the conclusions and results already displayed in the KPI Exception Prioritization Decision Support module. Acuitas Decision Support best practice is to leverage the KPI Exception Graphical Decision Support module after first reviewing the Prioritization Decision Support module results. This process allows you to gain a visual perspective of the key conclusions generated by the KPI Exception Prioritization Decision Support module. This best practice process can help you decide if you want to run additional what-if simulations to further refine your decisions about the project and which specific metrics to target next. We'll now demo how the Acuitas KPI Exception Decision Support module automatically generates graphics and intelligent tables to help you more quickly and efficiently refine decisions about your project. The KPI Exception Graphical Decision Support module automatically generates presentation quality charts literally with a single click of a navigation button. The graphics and intelligent filter tables are created simply by clicking on the appropriate Run Navigation button that appears in the column immediately to the left of the description. These charts are examples of the relative optimization of the performance of each of the scenarios against over 80 KPI exception metrics, in this case, return on shareholders' equity. You control which set of key performance indicators you wish to prioritize for any integrator simulation. You also decide which targets you set to determine success for any exception KPI. The model calculates how much the performance of each project, measured against the total of its competition, is projected to account for its 2015 projected net income after tax. For this example, we will be displaying the impact on 2015 projected net income of the projected versus target values for the average percent annual growth in percent return on shareholders' equity for 2013 to 2015. So we'll just scroll down the table and click. The system immediately generates the following three outputs: the KPI Exception Decision Support filter table that we see here shows all of the metrics and values used in the graphical output. The KPI Exception Decision Support interpretation table that we see here explains the graphics and helps interpret the results, and the KPI Exception Decision Support charts themselves show the results. So we'll just scroll down to show the tables themselves. In this case, we can see the run created two charts. On the left, the chart is the impact on 2015 net income in millions of dollars of the change in the percent return on shareholders' equity. On the right-hand side is the same chart, but calculating it as a percentage change. The left-hand chart illustrates, in descending order, the degree to which the projected 2015 net income after tax has changed from what it would have been had each project simply maintained the percent return on shareholders' equity that it achieved in the base year of 2013. This chart shows that Atlanta gained nearly $205 million in 2015 net income by its superior performance in return on shareholders' equity from 2013 to 2015 than would have been the case if it had just achieved the levels of ROE equal to that of its competitors. Chicago is projected to be the next best project location at $157 million. On the other hand, Minneapolis sharply underperformed the competition. This underperformance is projected to cost Minneapolis $392 million in 2015 net income. The more a project outperforms its competition, the higher its projected gains and the more solid its relative strength. The chart on the right-hand side shows that Chicago's superior ROE performance contributed 11% to its projected 2015 net income after tax, while Boston contributed only 2%. Minneapolis was the big loser, as it suffered over a 29% drop in net income after tax in 2015 because it was outperformed by the competitive projects. Once the review of the charts and tables is complete, we simply click on the Refresh Navigation button at the top of the screen in order to return the entire system to its state before we did the optimization. Now, clicking on the Refresh button and now the Exception button takes us back to the KPI Exception Graphical Decision Support screen, and we're ready to do another one-click generation of new charts. At this point, you can decide to run another cycle for the KPI Exception Decision Support module, or move to Step 3, the final step in the Integrator Decision Support module best practices decision flow. Let's go through this last step to complete one run of the full cycle.